Yeah, smash that like button if you hit the like button yet. Subscribe to the channel. But we see though, ain't nobody been charged out there, but this situation here, it's an indictment coming for this joint real soon.
So anyway, I guess we might as well sort of like jump right into some of the craziness that has been going on here. And I guess the starting point that makes sense to begin with is the fact that Flakko put out a now somewhat viral post where he said, and I will read directly here, there is an arrest coming very soon in a famous LA rapper's death. My video is dropping once I get the green light to name the number one suspect. The only reason the arrest hasn't happened yet is because they are building a conspiracy and don't want another famous rapper to flee. I don't want to interfere. If LAPD drags their feet another month, I'm dropping the content. This has kind of set the LA internet aflame. Obviously, everybody believes that he's probably talking about Draco, and he's basically acknowledged as much since this. And obviously, a lot of people felt like this was kind of crazy. It's not typically the work of podcasters to expose ongoing murder investigations. And especially for him to like, you know, sort of loop in this anonymous famous rapper. I mean, it just sounded kind of crazy. But from my perspective, Muchie kind of took it upon himself in light of this post to come out and say, well, Flakko, you want to run content about my peoples, I'm going to run content about you. So, Muchie, is that accurate? And how did you feel when you first read this post?
People be looking past their front door. Why you not reporting on your brother? That's a big deal, right?
And what do you think is up with his brother? This has kind of been thrown out there a bit over the years, but I don't know if we ever really...
I mean, but people be reporting on shit and trying to air people out, and then you got going on around you. My whole thing focus on that, bro. I don't give a fuck about no gangbangers and no shit. What about the babies? And these females is defenseless, and they trying to pull a wee out on them and shit like that.
So
you know where are you about that? That's what I'm on. Like, and what's your motivation though? I don't get it. What's your motivation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would say that his motivation is to create engaging content that people are going to want to watch, or if he would say that he feels like his motivation is that he just wants to help solve a murder. I mean, he's previously said that he's like really into the idea of helping put gang members away. And
we know that's his motivation. Him and Wack said it. They want to take the gang members down. So they're focused on putting information out there about criminal cases. And they don't care who it is. When it's involving a homicide, they're going to put it out there. This is what they doing. So if anything going on out there that got something to do with homicides and different individuals that they can put out there, they're going to put them out there. You know, so that's the motive of Flakko and Wack.
Prison, right? So I guess that would kind of make sense if that was his goal here.
Okay, so Muchie, when I first saw you and Flakko interact, like you guys were kind of getting into it. I feel like y'all had beefed it on Clubhouse or something like that, right?
Before they ever came around?
Yeah.
No.
You had gotten into it with them or like had a disagreement with them in some capacity,
no.
you know?
No, because Flakko kind of takes credit for Muchie even being on this podcast in the first place.
He is, but I thought this is my understanding.
When we first met, we didn't get into it at all.
Okay, so what I had thought was that you guys had like some kind of disagreement. Y'all wound up chopping it up, and he's like, I got to interview on the platform. You hella cool. He brought you over. That's not accurate at all?
No.
Okay, so he brought you over. He interviewed you. This was cool. And then at what point was there this contentious energy? When did you start having like beef with each other and feelings of white boys?
No, I ain't never been no beef, but I wasn't liking his takes, and it seemed like he was a lot of it was shock jock shit. So I avoided him. Like that ain't really how you feel, because you don't got nothing against gangbangers, because you really you into villains. You want to interview people that's supposed to did this to people, this to this and this to people. I was the villain. I'm a little easier on the eyes to the internet now. I was the villain. They break putting kill squad in the streets and yanking around Long Beach Crips and shit. So you really don't feel that way. You just doing shock jock shit, but then it start getting annoying. Okay, now he doing the police work with this weird shit, talking about if they drag their feet for another mud and all that little weird shit. And it ain't just him, bro. Anybody that do the weird shit. Like I had a problem with Wack doing it with the Big U shit. Or like I didn't even like that the ATM Richie was playing with the P4 thing. Oh, I was on the phone like that. Why people playing with real life situations? I don't know. For content's sake, because you're not an anchor on Channel 5 or nothing like that. Like, I mean, I don't know. But that's what that is. But no, I ain't never started off back and forth for beefing with Flakko.
No, I've heard you say multiple times that you don't like when people run content, or it's hard for you to tell when it's a play or not, and that frustrates you. I've heard you say that.
Yeah, but he a shock jock, bro, and he bro, you don't do shit like play with people's freedom and shit like that for fun.
You gotta understand though, man, it's the internet. Don't nobody care about nobody else's freedom, man. You know, you might care about your homie's freedom, and that's understandable. But Flakko on the internet trying to get some money. So it's like people are not really your friend. And as we can see, Flakko is trying to do the work of the police. He enjoys doing what he's doing, and it's getting him more attention. You know, like I said before, with, you know, people telling. Individuals are snitching because they're getting more attention being the snitch. They're not getting more attention being the guy that goes to jail. The guy that goes to jail gets forgot about. He's in jail. The snitch is getting more attention because he's out on the street and people want to interview him. People want to talk to him. People are getting next to the snitch because they don't care now. So, you know, this is why that the mind frame has to change once you come to the internet, because nobody cares. You know, you might have people around you that care, but the other people that's doing content, they really don't care. This is not like a world of unity when it comes to this. This is business, and the business is putting information out there, putting people's business out there, talking about the content that's circulating. So understanding that you got to pay attention that nobody cares.
Or for entertainment. That ain't cool.
Well, at one point, because like when I first met you, Flakko like was pushing hard for you, and Flakko got you, or like was like, you know, he was setting up a pod with three of us, and he was like, it seemed like y'all had a really good relationship.
No, but yeah.
So like, when did that kind of switch?
I just told you. Well, I wasn't liking his angles on shit, and then he talking about shit he don't know nothing about. All this content that he do, like a little 13, 14-minute video, and you could figure out what happened with these two people in like what happened in 2 years and 13 minutes. And all that. Oh yeah, that's cool, but all that little street shit, you should stay away from because you don't know nothing about it. You can't report on shit you don't know nothing about, bro.
Okay, that's the job of a YouTuber, right? Like if we're holding everybody to that standard, Spotify, you and Ant all make videos in which you basically attempt to take that's going on in the culture between members, rappers, etc., and you like explain the story and then offer your opinion, right? So how is that different from what he's doing?
It's just a difference from you putting some content together or exposing something and then reacting to something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he exposed content. He's talking about exposing something. Like I have a lot of stories or a lot of I be knowing about. I can come out and make a video for scratch, but I choose not to because that's not my lane.
And that's something that y'all gotta understand up here. Everybody's not living to those standards. Y'all choose to be a part of the gangs, and that's a decision you make. But everybody on the internet is not living to those standards. And I don't think that they have processed that yet. And when they do process it, they'll understand this is the internet. Nobody is living to the standards of any street codes on the internet, but people that want to be accepted in the street. It's people on here that are doing this for business. They're not trying to be accepted in the streets. And understanding this, right? And this is a fact. If you're looking to be accepted in the street, you're not going to go to other levels. That's just a fact. You know, that is so much of a fact. The streets hold no value in the business world. So you looking for people to accept you in the street is only going to limit you from really going to another level. You have to disconnect with the streets in order to go to different levels. And when you come to the internet, you got to leave the streets alone because it's holding you back. You know, dudes might be further than they were if they weren't trying to hold on to the street image. They want to be looked at and accepted. Like, that shit is a big part of the downfall with black people. They want people in the streets to accept them when they make it to another level. When the people in the street really don't care about you, they'll turn on you. They'll do something to you when they jealous of you. So you'll never be, you know, fulfilled in everybody's mind out in the streets when you're on the podcast. Because there's plenty of people that I'm sure look at these dudes funny because they up there talking anyway, no matter what you're trying to talk about and how you trying to talk about it. They just feeling some type way that y'all are from the street up there talking. Straight up. You know, that's just what it is.
And I just feel like as a human being, like holding yourself accountable, like people gonna say this all day. Oh, it's on the internet. You got on the internet and said that you got on the internet and did it. Like, as a grown ass human being, motherfuckers expect certain people to know when to have ethic, you know what I'm saying, to have some type of morals and not try to put somebody in jail and do the police job. Because if you wouldn't want to be the police, you could take your ass down to the police academy and do the physical and all that.
But do you think it's as like a rule that as a YouTuber, it's wrong for you to try to put stories out there that might get somebody locked up? Because a lot of people would say, actually, the thing that's wrong is killing someone or doing something that could land you in jail in the first place. And that if the YouTuber is able to put that information out effectively, that there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Everybody had their opinion. Like I said, I don't make the rules for YouTube. Like the rules for YouTube is like the army, be all you can be. So it's like, I mean, I don't make the rules. It's just like, I expect the motherfucker as a human being, like, you know, just to, you know, have ethic. But like, hey, if you shit with the police work, you with the police work. Shit, can't do nothing about that.
Hey, but see, like yesterday, trying to give a comparison. Oh, you was there? Okay, yeah. Yesterday, the Chaplain Ross and Flakko. Nah, Chaplain Ross, he don't seem like he personally invested in none of the content he put out, like, or nothing against somebody, or you know what I'm saying? He said, oh, they keep dragging their feet. What the is going on? That shit sounds way deputy, right? But what's his name? Chaplain Ross don't do that, bro. I read across shit. He got a frozen screen. He analyzing. He do that with all the little shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talking about he in contact with the police and he don't want to interfere with their investigation. I'm like, what the is he talking about? And I'm telling you, bro, and that's bad for business, bro, because most of these rappers are wannabe street people or street people. They're like, damn, they probably don't want to come for an interview because this fat talking all this deputy shit. Like, God, like, what is you, and that's what I'm saying. I'm on my, what's it, Chris Hansen? Why is you worried about this shit? And your brother, stepbrother, your daddy's son, he's a predator. Talking about dropping anchors on bitches. I like, bro, you worry about that.
Okay, but even if that
And
was,
then you pay for you helping the sex trade. You can't report. No. Let me
Now
tell
I'm
you
gonna
something.
start laughing.
No. How
That
do
part
you
is funny.
report on this whole thing in the Hoovers about the human trafficking thing when you pay for?
but grown.
Hold on.
That's okay.
Look, that's on my daughters, bro, and I don't want to put the person name out there because being a pimp is against the law. But on Inglewood Family, bro, this man Flakko and pay for ass, and this is a hoe for a Hoover. I don't know whether he know it or not, because some of the bitches on Fig look good. But you didn't pay for it. You didn't aid it. You didn't move the trade further, bro. So niggas like him,
You said ate it.
huh?
You said ate it.
Ate it like ate in the bed. He like he
Oh, I thought
healthy.
you meant like he ate her butt.
If Flacco ate a hoe off Fig, I'd be so upset.
No. I don't know nothing about that. Ate it like you ate it, like you know what I'm saying. Ate it in the bed.
You said he ate it.
Yeah, no, I don't know nothing about what he do when the doors closed. But like, hey, bro, people gotta knock it off, bro. Like that shit weird, bro. Let the police do their job. Why you not investigating suspect number 4?
Who's that?
Whack, he's suspect number 4, whooping Jay Reed ass. You ain't said nothing about that.
Oh.
Nigga, bro, I know he might be privy to way more information than anything else. You work at No Jumper.
Who's
Why-
suspect number 4?
Nigga, Whack, he suspect number 4 on the thing with the Jay Reed shit. Why you ain't investigating suspect number 4 and all that shit? Nigga.
Well, he only has so much bandwidth. He can't investigate every crime.
But he skipped that one. I mean, this shit.
Come on now, Adam. Whack is suspect number 4. Yeah. But this is something that is not talked about up here at all. And that's what's up. Muchie B said something about that, because that's not being talked about up here. And you see what Adam did. Like, come on, Adam. He said he can't investigate every crime. Like, why did he skip that one? He don't want to tell that Whack is suspect number 4. He don't want to find out why suspect number 4 hasn't been charged or indicted, and it's been almost 16 months. Come on, man.
What Jay Reed like 10 months old now. Why you skip over that?
I thought they charged Loose Cannon and like the other 2 dudes. I thought Loose Cannon just lied on his brother recently and said his brother was the one that did that.
Yeah, I'm not aware of
That's like
any
rumor.
charges against Whack for the loose cannon thing. He didn't touch the guy.
It's on paper.
I haven't seen that yet.
He's suspect number 4, bro. Damn, I'm surprised you ain't seen it.
I am being sued for this beating, but as far as I know, Whack doesn't have any involvement in it.
On God in heaven, he's suspect number 4 on paper. So why I'm just saying, Whack, right? Why you ain't investigating that? Right. Okay, now we got Jay Reed. Why you ain't investigating that?
So, okay, Munchie, do you feel like at this point Flacco is...
Nigga, he was acting like he wanted to eat Ash Bear's ass. Bro, do you know that from Paru? You don't dislike gangbangers that much, do you?
Man, Munchie should have stayed on this a little more. He should have stayed on that a little more. You see, Adam is being sued for it. Yes, but he doesn't see that Whack had any involvement. Whack is named suspect number 4 on the police report. That's a fact. But they not talking about that. And the dude Hefe don't know nothing about it. Hey, listen, man. He don't know anything about it. He sit up here every day and don't know that Whack is suspect number 4. You see, dudes like him only report what Whack is saying. Well, I thought Loose Cannon said something about his brother. So anything Whack say, you just believe it. It's the same thing. Anything Whack say, you just believe it. But you not saying nothing about the man being suspect number 4, boy. This why Whack be running circles around these bulls, man. And I do say with Munchie, he do call shit out. I gotta give it to him. He do call shit out, man. Yeah. If you haven't hit the like button yet, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's ready to eat her ass.
Yeah, as far as the content that I do though, I stay away from them cases and stuff like that. I react to something somebody said is me doing any investigation. That's all. I stay away from all that type of stuff.
Yeah, but you guys are gang members. You have a reason to stay out of it.
Yeah, but you got gang members out there that's reporting on that type of stuff too. So
wow, Flakko dropped a video 2 minutes ago called "Muchie B tells No Jumper to fire me to stop me from exposing a murder."
We have to watch it.
And then the thumbnail is him with fake tears on his face.
We have to watch it.
It's for sure like about the news from yesterday.
You could tell you do the thumbnails. Y'all use the tears on the other J Stone from Fruitown.
Hello, Flakko.
Yo, Adam, man. Yo, what's the word? Hey, listen, man. Can y'all please stop like dealing with like the kitty gloves here, man? Y'all know that man bullshitting, bro, and lying. Yo, listen, man. Y'all know Muchie B is not upset because here, right? So again, Muchie B told you that on like the news, I think, that he loved or he has no problem with Trap Laurence dropping a 3-hour documentary naming YG and his crew as being involved, but he has a problem with me because I said I'm gonna wait because I don't want to interfere. So his problem essentially with me is I'm not dropping it fast enough.
Huh?
This again, right? Again, like this is logically inconsistent and it doesn't make sense at all. Because again, if you love what Trap Laurence did, where he name drops YG and others,
I don't love it. I say nothing wrong with it.
But yet you say you got a problem with me.
You said you're gonna name the number one suspect, bro. Who the f- are you? Like,
so it looks like the problem is you believe that I'm gonna be accurate, and Trap Laurence was just talking. That's the real problem here. The problem is not, Flakko said he got away, so he don't interfere, because that's logically inconsistent. If you don't got a problem with a name dropping YG and others in a 3-hour video, then you got a problem with me because you know I know the truth, and you know I'm gonna drop the truth, and that's the real issue.
how the f- I'm supposed to know what you know?
He has been picking here. Wait though, again, anybody who's sitting there, we gotta call again a square, bro. Right? Keep it 100 here. Don't count because Muchie B is there. Muchie B has been dissing for the last 5 or 6 months. I've been quiet. I ain't say a goddamn thing.
Dissing you?
Yeah,
I done called him a culture vulture and shit.
Okay.
I haven't done a goddamn thing to Muchie.
Flakko is doing a whack, ain't he? He done called into the show while they was on. He pulled the straight whack off. I'm telling you, they be following whack and doing the exact same shit he be doing, man.
I have never dissed. I told Muchie, hey, bro, if this video drop, your name won't even be in it, man. I went out of my way to again, keep it kosher, keep it cool. Because again, my nigga, I'm a real nigga, bro. I'm not about to play the whole diss a nigga, hate a. No, because again, if I don't hate a nigga, I'm not. Again, I don't come fucking with people who don't fuck with me, especially people who I know. So if anybody who's sitting there trying to act like, yo, Muchie B ain't wrong and he ain't foul for coming to with a nigga who ain't come fucking with him, y'all dead ass wrong. Because again, I ain't do a goddamn thing to Muchie. Now I feel like I'm fully justified to do what I'm about to do the full way because Muchie can't fucking with me when I ain't come fucking with him.
What that mean though?
I don't know.
Well, he's saying that Muchie has been talking shit about him for 6 months when he feels like Flakko feels like Muchie owes him some loyalty because he feels like he brought Muchie on to No Jumper.
But what is like the full extent?
That's what he said?
Adam,
He said that in the group chat, I think, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's probably after I left.
Right, but it's past that too, right? Adam, like, it's like, listen, bro. If somebody is saying this, nigga, I'm not with you, bro. All right? We know each other. We work at the same place. I'm going out of my way. You feel me? To not dish you, to not shit on you, even though you're shitting on me routinely.
Calling you a culture vulture and shitting on you?
Yeah.
You again, Muchie. You.
Hey, hold on. By definition, if you monetizing off a culture, you don't like nothing about. Like what are we talking about? You interviewing, you say you despise, you want people that's supposed to be steppers, killers, and want to give them an interview and highlight them. That's being a culture vulture, right? That's the same way as that Clipper owner. He don't like black people, but he got a team full of black people jumping up and slamming and getting injured. So what I'm saying. So hold on. Is that not a culture vulture? Where am I lying at?
I'll respond to you. I'll respond to you. That logic only exists among stupid.
Hold on. You bro.
Let him finish his thought. All right, keep going.
Again, that logic only exists among stupid, more specifically gangbangers who want to avoid accountability.
Why are you interviewing gangbangers?
Can cover Vladimir Putin and interview him. Tucker Carlson despised Putin. Tucker Carlson can interview literal terrorists and despise them. Me covering something does not mean, again, I don't have to co-sign shit just because I'm covering it. I have a right to cover things I disagree with. Only among stupid do we think that, hey, bro.
You interview these people and then you gas them up.
With this, bro, you shouldn't be covering it, bro. Nah, that's not how.
Hey, so Adam, so I'm tripping. He don't interview these that's supposed to be quote unquote killers, and they not. They just got internet reputations. Oh, and he tricked that think they killers. You want to gas them up and interview them, but you don't like this shit. How does that make sense? Well, hold on. You don't condemn none of these people in none of these interviews, though.
Media works, Muchie.
Huh?
They interview Al-Qaeda members because we're not supposed to.
That's history.
We sit down with.
You learn about that in history books.
No, that's right now.
No, he talking about people that, bro, international shit. He talking about shit we gonna learn about on CNN.
Works.
He's talking about journalism, basically.
Yeah.
Man, up and coming Hoover ain't no. That don't have nothing to do with Al-Qaeda or on the same level. How's that a comparison? Stop playing, bro. You know what I'm talking about, bro. You talking about the little from bro with that this nigga says you want to diss that. I mean,
don't agree with that's my right. That's journalism.
Hey, listen. Let's be honest. I got your attention for all the negative shit.
Yeah.
What?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
That is 100% true.
I do feel like Flakko a few years ago or even like 6 months ago was kind of like more positive towards gang members. And as time goes by, he keeps getting more critical of
So
them.
what changed?
Adam, that's not true. That's my first viral clip, though, Adam, was me telling you young thugs should die in prison. So again, that's cap. And that was 4 years ago.
That's late.
Right? So like this whole narrative that like, Flakko got bold because he left. Bro, that's cap. I've been covering this. Listen, bro. I'm the reason why 50 Mexicans pulled up to no jumper because of my coverage.
Man, but you said you wasn't, though. Which one is he? You sat in front of me and said you wasn't the reason. You said it was some.
They pulled up because they said though, again, they had a problem with Flakko. They was misled, but they said they pulled up because they had a problem with Flakko.
Well, you did make that video.
You know, Flakko is stirring up a lot of BS, right? And I'm hoping Muchie B say the suspect number 4 thing while Flakko is on the phone. So we gonna see if he does. But Flakko don't care. You know, Flakko trying to get paid. He don't care about anything that's, you know, helping the culture out there to evade criminal anything. That boy gonna say it, you know, for content. And what he's seeing is when he says things like that, he get more traction, he get more money. So if he's looking at it like he makes more money for talking about that content, that's what he gonna do.
They put up for.
You made that Instagram post about American Cholo, right? Where the video of him saying the N-word or whatever.
Yeah, Adam, but you texted me and told me to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me if it was okay, and I say, yeah, it's newsworthy. Let's do it.
Well, no, that's not. Well, here, listen. No, no, Adam, that's the full story, okay?
Well, I mean, I was on board.
It's getting spicy, my boy.
Listen, and I still will stand on this, is that if you run a hip-hop media platform and all of the black employees who are on the news panel feel like it's fair that we should post about this podcast just saying the N-word and the COON word, yeah, like what kind of white man would I be if I said, nah, we can't cover that because the dude's in a gang and he might beat us up?
Hey, Flakko.
Adam, right though. But the real story, again, Adam, I was not aware of that video. I woke up at 10 a.m. saying, yo, this video here exists in the news law chat. And I say, yeah, we should fuck with this, right? So, right. But though, again, they put up thinking that I found the clip, I edited the clip, but that clip bro, was already out there. But again, I'm of the mindset that there's no excuse for any Mexicans to be saying coon or nigga, and I don't care what the context is, right? But again, that's besides the point, though. I'm saying, again, Muchie B's logic is flawed. And then two, again, Muchie B is this, right? I made a post. I never once said the name of who
You ain't gotta say the name.
Hey, Flakko.
Muchie B jumped out the window and started dissing me. And even though, again, from my perspective, if Muchie is saying he has nothing to do with that, then why Muchie B so invested that he's willing to diss me and go out the way to cause this much trouble for shit?
He trying to bait me into some.
Hey, Flakko. Hey. Hey, look.
Muchie B answer that question though. If Muchie B has
He looking for a certain answer. I ain't gonna give it to him.
going out of his way.
I feel like he's the only podcaster from Inglewood family, so he feels like it's kind of on him.
So the families have something to do with that.
I don't know what you talk. What are we talking about, bro?
Okay, let's be real.
That's my question again.
When it comes to Bloods, Muchie is obviously kind of it has always been at the forefront of the Draco versus the Bloods beef. So
and this is why I say that you can't be in the streets or a part of a gang and be a content creator, because these type of things you supposed to stay away from, you're not supposed to speak about. And then you got people like Flakko trying to get you to say certain things, and he's trying his best to get him to come out and say something to incriminate himself. It's a dirty game.
I feel like it's not really that surprising that Muchie ends up speaking on behalf of the other side of that, right?
I think like
Muchie B has said he has nothing to do with that. The Bloods had nothing to do with that. Family had nothing to do with that. So again, if Muchie B and Inglewood families had nothing to do with that, then why is Muchie B so passionate about this and is causing this much trouble with dissing me over a potential video that don't even exist yet?
No, this is the thing though, Flakko.
No, not Muchie B.
No, all right, look though, I'm not trying to answer for Muchie B. He can answer the question, but this what I wanted to say. Like the same way, like how you feel like people are stupid for thinking the way they think about you covering gang content. You got to understand, regardless of you throwing nobody name out there, like if you talking about gang content and gang culture and you saying that you about to name drop somebody that did a murder, you don't know who these people tied to or who people got relationships with, whether it's the person or not. So it's like Muchie B whole attack on you on the internet has been about you exposing gang makers or saying how you feel about gang members.
Hey, listen, and look, I definitely hear you, bro, right? And bro, I love and respect you. But again, you says you don't know who people is tied to. So are you saying that Muchie B is doing all this hooping and hollering because he's tied to the killer?
Man, look, I can't.
Tied to the killer. So hence he's dissing me because of this potential Draco video that don't exist yet.
Man, I can't answer that, bro.
So, okay, cool. Can Muchie B answer why is he tripping on Flakko?
Flakko is continuing to try to get him to say something to incriminate himself, to tie him to somebody. And, Adam is doing the content. He doesn't care. You can't put yourself in the front line if you gonna be in the street actively dealing with people, because you got people that don't care. Flakko does not care. He don't care. He wants to get you to say something so this clip will go up. He wants to clip the clip so he can put it out there and say, I got Muchie B to say this. So you gotta understand that it's a game that Flakko don't care about playing, man.
Hey, next question.
Exactly my point, bro.
This ain't crazy. He the Babylon's for real.
Please sit in this real quick, though. This man went out of his way to come fucking with somebody who...
That wasn't out of my way. Who told you that was out of my way?
I mean, you talked about it online, right?
Come fuck with me.
Why is that out of my way?
Come fuck with him. Did all this hooping and hollering, and I'm asking a simple question.
Bro, I don't answer them type of questions, bro. Bro. You, hey, bro. Drop your video, bro. Do your thing, bro. All them little texts and threats and all, like, just drop the shit. Drop it.
What threats?
What the number you send me? 17578. Look, I don't give a. Bro, do whatever you gonna do. I don't care, bro. Do what you do, bro. I don't thumb wrestle and all that shit.
Munchie B is tongue-tied, bro.
Tongue-tied.
Is tongue-tied and don't know the answer to that question.
Man, this nigga wants somebody to point an elbow or something. This burnt out. Yeah, right. But go with that bullshit, bro. This nigga, I don't know who sent you. Crazy as fuck.
I mean, I do feel like he has a point, though. It's just like when Ak watched King Von get killed by Lil Tim on
he got
stream,
threatened to get slapped about it too.
But he Ak made a video about it, and we all thought like, oh, it's crazy. It's something new that we haven't seen in hip hop history, but it's ultimately like journalism. And granted,
went to jail for it already.
No, this was like the day after it happened.
I got a question, Munchie.
But also like that like when Ak did that, it wasn't ultimately. It didn't change anything because ultimately the cops are going to watch the video and break the video down the same exact way that Ak did on stream. And I do think that Flakko has a point when he says Trap Lord Ross. Trap Lord Ross has already made videos that basically tried to very specifically link Draco's murder to very specific gangs. Flakko is saying that he's going to name the person that he believes did it, but he hasn't done it yet, right?
So what are you saying? Oh, you connect? Oh, but man, ain't nobody playing them type of games, bro. Ain't nobody dumb, bro. Ain't nobody stupid, bro. You playing police games, go with that weird ass shit, bro. Go with the dumb shit, bro. You and Wack. Nigga, Wack did this shit with Brick Baby. Tried to blurt out some shit, and Brick Baby walked away from the table and walked out like, I ain't about to be like, I don't know why niggas play them type of games on the internet. But I mean, I guess somebody will see when you end up in the truck like that little girl with David D40ZD or whatever the fuck.
Flakko ain't fitting in no front.
Hey, I don't know, a Tahoe or something.
No, but Munchie, you've made, like, you specifically spoke on, and you've made an effort to not talk about those guys for a while. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've talked about that on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, you know, I ain't trying to have my name mentioned with them. Like, no disrespect. And when you have spoken,
because I did it enough already, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing it, like all that extra shit.
Okay, that's what I thought too.
Right.
And when they actually, I've heard you use their name in favorable ways in certain times. To be honest with you, you feel me? Now, like the other day, I don't know what it was, if it was a clubhouse, if it was whatever, like what that live was, and it seemed like the energy was different on that clubhouse. And then is that what made you extra like be like, Flakko, what the f is you doing because of the timing of that?
No, that's what he doing, period. I ain't gonna do that. Me talking about a bottle shit that, I mean, that's what you keying in on, that whoop-de-doo to that ain't I mean, what that's gonna do? Not just because it's not that it's gonna do nothing. It's that people on the internet that don't know the internet thought that was
misconstrue it. So that's my point. Okay.
So what do you mean?
So what I mean by it?
What did you mean?
So what I'm saying,
man,
is
y'all messy, bro.
So I'll tell you
whatever I said. It. I mean, but what is it gonna do though? That ain't gonna move the needle for nobody.
No, but is that one of the reasons why you got frustrated at Flakko, because he's like bringing attention to something when it's like you weren't even intending it to be that? You feel me?
Nah, they take everything I say out of context. If they take that and run with it, let them run with it. Or I kicked Draco when he was down. He said he was there and kicked him. Like, stupid shit like that.
But you said literally.
That's where I fucked up. No. I already pointed that out myself with the literally word, right?
Accountability.
Okay. But like,
Adam made sure that he reminded him that he said literally. See, Muchie B was supposed to channel this whole conversation to Wack being suspect number 4. And you know what I noticed, you know what Wack does, and I'm sure Flakko follows Wack, is when they try to like call in, they want to control the conversation. When you talking to Wack or anybody of Wack's kind, how he acts, you cannot allow them to control the conversation. When you let them control the conversation, it turns into its interrogation. And now all they're trying to do is interrogate you. So you never get to regain control of the conversation, because when they ask you one thing, they're going to ask you another thing. And they ask you another thing, and they ask you another thing. So it's like you're on a defense the whole time trying to answer questions, and you forget even if you wanted to ask something or say something, because they're just going to say, all right, let me ask you this. Let me ask you that. Let me ask you this. So, yeah, with that there, you talking to Wack or Flakko, you have to control the conversation. And if you give them the ability to say something, you automatically got to take control back. You don't let them get the back-to-back questions in, because then now you'll never regain, because they're going to think of a question after a question to ask you. You know, it's the manipulation that they be doing.
I use that in the wrong context when I said literally. I mean like I literally like after
Like
he couldn't really
right.
spar back.
I figured as well.
It was a figure of speech though.
Yeah.
But the literally thing they like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey bro, he know what he doing. He just tried to. So what you said? Am I right? Or all that little weird shit. Like, bro, I don't, bro, just drop your video. Do what the you'll do, bro. Like whatever. I'm not a fan of it. That's all.
You also, Muchie, you were like, Flakko is pretty much turf hop to fake nudity at this point. Do you think that's fair? Like, because I'd pose the question like about that.
I mean, he's still in the group chat. He's just doing that one pod with T-Row.
Yeah, no, but that's what, you know.
Turf hopped. I mean, you're making it sound like we don't with him anymore.
No, I didn't say that at all. I was asking the homie what he
running back
about
again.
his
What you asked?
you were basically like earlier. You was like, dude, like you like, why are you even like Rocky? When's the last time you've been over here? Like you over there, like doing other podcasts that aren't even a part of No Jumper at this point. Like what's up with it, bro? Like where's your
T-Real? I done been on back on Fig like twice or something.
not a diss to T-Real, and even about T-Real.
But you didn't start a show with the zest man himself.
Yeah, I don't even go call a nigga zesty and shit, but
I'm just saying it ain't about T-Real though.
Man, but
it's not a diss to T-Real.
Hey, I mean, I just ain't got no reason to be in no group text with this dude. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even. What I like texting back and being a group text with him, he doing bro. That shit is crazy.
I really feel that, you know, at this point, Muchie B is known enough where, you know, he can put more effort into his own platform, you know, because at this point, it seems like, you know, he's like the target of the BS. So it's like he's the content now. And I don't think he sees that yet. If he understood that, you know, he might like, all right, let me fall back for a minute. Let me miss a couple weeks, because now you're the target. You're the content, and you being the content, they talking about stuff that you really don't want to be a part of. You're talking about crimes and shit that you don't want to have nothing to do with. And this indictment is coming. It's an indictment coming somewhere down the line. And I think they're going to continue to keep doing this until the indictment comes. Wack is going to do it. Flakko is going to do it. Wack going to do it. Flakko going to do it. So, you know, at this time, it probably would be best for him to focus on his platform and fall back so that, you know, he doesn't have to keep giving them fuel to continue to do this, you know. But, you know, we grown and we make our own decisions, so.
Yo, because I'm gonna be real with you. In all of the years of having that No Jumper group chat, which includes the era of T-Rel, AD, etc., even Sharp, like Almighty, I know there's been like some very, very contentious debates in there over the years. But for sure, it got taken to a different level by you basically going in on Flakko, accusing him of some sex crime.
I said.
And
your brother,
he said some shit to you
fraud.
that I won't even repeat. He was getting so out of pocket. It got
I didn't catch on.
That's the gnarliest group chat argument in No Jumper history.
Yeah.
No. I didn't catch it. Then they typing too fast, and I'll be going to the bathroom and shit. But That's why I seen him get a gang of them in. I just like, hey, bro, hey, pervert, I'm about to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. And then I woke up and he got to talking these little numerical numbers I don't know nothing about. I'm like, man, I just exit that shit. But I mean, wait with it, nigga. Hey, bro, you can't threaten me with I'll do what you do, bro. A content creator I guess they go fire off with content. Do your thing, bro. Whatever.
Damn, Traveler Ross made a 34-minute video called Draco's Killers Finally Exposed. Munchie's in the thumbnail.
No.
See that be that's right there. I don't put that right there. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
That shit,
To be fair, Flakko is in the thumbnail also.
it don't even matter. Like why we playing with people
But
in their lives.
but
like
you know
that.
he ain't that Flakko the killer though.
So I'm guessing it's probably about me and Flakko back and forth based on the video since me and him in the shit. So it make more sense now. Like, but I mean, hey, man, niggas do them no, but you can't. I'm really gonna jump in now. I got the green. Do what you do, bro. Hit the button, nigga.
I mean,
What I'm gonna do?
So Adam, how do you feel? Because these are both people that you work with. You feel me? They're both parts of No Jumper. You know, people you've had a relationship for a while. Like, how do you kind of feel about this situation?
I definitely see both sides of it because on one hand, I do feel like what Flakko is claiming that he's going to do is fair game for a journalist. The problem is that Flakko clearly like has his feet in both worlds, you know, because he's friends with a bunch of gang members. He spends time around a bunch of gang members, or at least previously. I don't know if he plans on still doing that, but then he's also like doing stuff that like no gang member is going to co-sign, which is basically like preemptively claiming that he's going to actually beat the LAPD to exposing a killer, which, you know, it's weird because it's the same situation as 600 and WAC. Basically, like they kind of knew that Big U was going to get indicted because they knew people that had done interviews with the cops.
But how are you gaining or have access to that type of intel?
Because you just asked that question as I was answering the question, which is they knew people that had conversations with the cops about Big U, so they already knew that he was going to get indicted. So they made content about it before it actually happened because they knew it was going to happen.
So instead of keeping it street and allowing and telling somebody. Because if somebody telling you that they just talked to the police about Big U, that mean they just let you know that they're an informant.
This is what they don't understand. Nobody up here understands that the streets don't exist on the internet, man. The streets is content on the internet. That's it. This is what people have to really, really dissect and understand. The streets is content on the internet. Nobody on the internet is living by a street code. Straight up. When they get that out the brain, they'll have a different outlook. That's called elevating and growing, understanding what's going on in your surroundings. I understand that nobody on the internet is living by the street code. Niggas is acting like they living by a street code for attention. They want to be respected. Nobody is living. When it get real and a situation takes a turn, these jokers is going to talk straight up. They going to talk. You know, and I'm just saying, being real, right? You know, people up here, they in front of the camera. We seen Brick Baby was getting OR several times, right? Brick Baby's locked up right now. He's scheduled, I guess, to be sentenced this month, right? And he was bailing out, you know, Adam and Brick Baby said when they left Atlanta that niggas got indicted out there, Pee Wee Longway and them, right? So Brick Baby's court date got pushed back several times from the sentencing. And I just seen recently that Pee Wee Longway took the plea, 10 to 14 years, right? Now, Brick Baby's due for sentencing this month. Pee Wee Longway just took the plea. So we're going to see if Brick Baby gets sentenced this month. And in my mind, I start thinking, maybe Brick Baby had some input in that situation. It could be, it could not be, right? But for his date to get pushed back a few times for sentencing, I just don't see what would be the purpose for the date to get pushed back that many times, and then for the date to be pushed back to this point, and then right now Pee Wee takes the plea. So, these guys got to understand, though, that the streets doesn't exist on the internet. Not at all. The streets and the internet, they don't go together. It's content, and dudes is going to use the street for the content. People are intrigued about what happens in the street. Yes. And I'm sure, a lot of people that come from the street, when they on the internet, they expect everybody to stick to the code and live by the code. But, people got to understand that, people on the internet try and make money, so they don't even care nothing about none of that. They don't care nothing about that. They like far removed mentally from that mindset. Now you got some jokers that are around certain individuals, so they pretend and act like they're gonna live by a code until they get to a certain status or they get in a certain space, and then man, listen, you gotta pay attention, man. Straight up. Yeah, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button.
No, because it was the mother of the kid that Big U allegedly killed, and I believe she told Whack or 600
victim or something like
of
that.
of Rayshawn's family. Like they had obviously been questioned by the cops before the indictment came down, and so then Whack somehow found himself in a conversation with her, and she basically said, she told him that she had that conversation, even though it was clear from talking to her, because I talked to her too, that the cops told her, please do not tell anybody that we're talking to you because they don't want to have their investigation messed up. Somehow she did. She ended up telling Whack or 600. And so then they made content about it, which, Whack, I could already hear him. If he was here, he would say, Spody Face, I'm not a gang member. I'm not a gangbanger. I'm a member, but I'm not a gangbanger. So if I want to make content about that, then I can do that. Which, 600, I think, is more claims to be a gang member.
That's incorrect. When you put it on Paru or every other thing, you can't say that you're not a member, or you just a member, or you not a gamer. You need nothing.
And again, Whack got these boys fooled. He just got them fooled, man. Whack's not a gang member, not a gangbanger. He's nothing. He manipulates people that are in gangs with the word on Paru. That's all he does, right? Whack is none of the things that he portrays to be. He doesn't care about none of you guys. He don't care about your set. He don't care about your dead homie. He don't care about none of the politics. He uses all of the politics to manipulate the people that are living by the politics. That's it. When are they going to understand this? When are they going to understand this? Come on, man.
Right. If you're doing it, so my whole thing is about it's a difference between a reaction and you actually trying to solve a case. If you're doing a reaction and you pointing out things and certain things like that, to me, that's police work, bro.
But in Wack's situation, it's not like he was trying to put it all together. He was just stating what he knew accurately was going to happen. Which
on air.
Yeah.
And his thing too is that he's not, he's from Pacoima, Paru. Nothing in this situation had anything to do with that. He's talking about some other gangs that got nothing to do with it.
That ain't police. That's like you. You expect him to call to alert, but he beefing with them. But if you get out and put on air, that's just like if somebody come to me and be like, hey, yeah, they investigating Spody Face, man. He about to go down, man. Don't tell nobody. And then, you know, I get on air like, yeah, man, look, I talked to what's her name, mama. She said that the boy about to go down. Cause you know what I'm saying?
I mean, to me, that's fair game.
If anybody tell,
I'm not gonna get on there.
If anybody tell me that the police coming to get somebody, I'm letting them know, hey, the Johnny's on you, bro. They about to come. That's just me, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't.
You want to make YouTube content about it. But all right, we got to acknowledge how crazy it is that we live in a world 20 years ago, the idea of real deal, actual active or semi-active gang members like you three.
Dudes ain't telling people they hate.
But y'all make YouTube videos about street all the time. You're just talking about that is already out there on the internet. You're not bringing new evidence to the table. But I just want to acknowledge that like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, the idea of you three doing videos like that would have been the craziest ever. The only thing that Christopher Lovejoy is doing that's different is that they're just saying like, hey, this is coming out.
Hey, listen. Adam said something right there. Years ago, the idea of any of these guys doing any content about anything that was already out or whatever, talking about street shit would be out the question. But now these guys made it acceptable with what they feel. It's like a judgment thing. Well, it's already out here now. I could talk about this. When years ago, it would be off limits if you claim to be in any street or a part of anything. You wasn't talking about nothing that was out there. You would be quiet. Man, I ain't touching on that. But now they've made it an exception. All right, well, it's already out there. I can talk about it. When I feel like, me personally, that if you in the streets, if you gang banging, you shouldn't be talking about none of that shit. That's my take on it, you know. But everybody got their own opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like you're wrong, period. If you gang banging, you in the street, you reporting on anything out in the street, you wrong. Ain't no except. I don't care if it's on the internet. All you doing is verifying it and justifying why you able to do it. So this is why, you know, hey, listen, this is why I talk the way I talk and I am the way I am, because I just feel like it's a lot of foo-faffy shit on the internet, man. You know, I'm on the internet talking about what I'm talking about. I don't care. I don't have to live by no street code. You know what I mean? I denounce the streets. I'm not in the streets. I'm doing whatever I want to do. I don't care about none of that shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing around me. If I see something on the internet, I'm talking about it. I don't care. I'm not on the internet trying to, you know, build an alliance to keep crime going over here and keep the shit over here. I'm talking about what I want to talk about. Whatever I see what's going on, I'm just talking about it. You know, if I feel like speaking about it and I got my opinion, that's my opinion. If you don't agree with it, it's okay. We all can have a difference of opinion on some shit, and that's cool. But I'm not in the streets. I'm far removed from the streets. And, you know, I feel like people like myself have the ability to talk about whatever we want to talk about because I'm not in the street. But, you know, these guys have an exception for what they talk about. That's their business. But they just can't think that they draw the line of where people should talk and when people should talk because of the way they think. That's an opinion that you have, and you can say it because it's comfortable for you, you know, but it's somebody else's judgment and decision to say what they want to say. So, you know, when I see it like that, I'm just being real. So, you know, this is why if you in the street, you shouldn't befriend a civilian. Civilians shouldn't be your friends because civilians don't have to honor no street shit. They gonna be civilians. They might play the game to be around you and do what they got to do to be in your presence and act like they with you. But then when they say, all right, I'm gonna start doing this, you looking at them like, yo, why you talking about that? They civilians. If you a street nigga, deal with all street people. Stay out there in the field, rocking the street, and then you got expectancy from the people that you rock with that they shouldn't do certain things because that's what y'all on, you know. But if you trying to make people that ain't on that be a certain way, you're gonna be disappointed every time, you know. And this is gonna be content for Adam. He's gonna continue to have content because of, you know, the guys that got the outlook, right? And, you know, Sporty Face, Hefe, and Muchie B have the same outlook on how they feel about the conversations about shit that's going on in the street, right? But Lush, he's just being quiet, you know, because he don't want to, you know, cause no disturbance with himself between the other gang members, because, you know, he had already been lumped up a few times. So Lush ain't saying nothing, but I guarantee you Lush feel like, man, people can talk about what they want, but he's not going to say it because he wants to go hang around these jokers still, and then they end up lumping him up, and he got to go to work with his shit sitting on 20s. So he don't want to do that. You know, Adam's saying it because he doesn't care. You know, he's the host of the show, and he don't care what they say. Hey, if you talk about it, because he gonna talk about it. If Adam hears something about a homicide going on, he gonna talk about it. But what Adam would do is he'll protect certain people, you know, to a certain extent, you know, like Wack, you know, because when he said something about the suspect number 4, Adam was protecting it. Adam wasn't saying anything as in, yeah, Wack is on there. Wack is on a police report as suspect number 4. Straight up. And I know Muchie B done heard me say that several times. I know he done heard me say that several times about Wack being suspect number 4. But what I do know is none of the content creators that like to run information about things that are going on in open cases, none of them are saying that. None of them. Wack is on the internet talking crazy every day about whoever he wants to talk about. And, you know, these guys ain't saying, well, man, Wack is suspect number 4. You know, that's why I hope, you know, 1090 Jake drops something saying Wack is suspect number 4. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be loud. You know, he got a lot of followers, and that shit'll be straight loud. So I really hope that he drops something on it, so that it'll go like viral about Wack being suspect number 4. You know, we know. Straight up. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, man, make sure you hit that like button too. Hit that subscribe button. You dig? You know, and if you watching on the live stream that's like this, there's a link that's pinned inside the chat. And if you click that link, it'll send you to the live stream that's full video. Whereas though it'll be, you know, a full video and it'll be long way. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you though, if you want to do that. But if you like watching on a mobile device, then watch on a mobile device. But if you want to see it in a better view, then click on the link that's pinned in the chat of the live stream that's tight like this, where you only can see just my face like this. So you really don't see too much of the background. And then it'll bring you to the other live stream. Because, you know, I see some people that are on that live stream that be watching the channel, but y'all on the wrong live stream. You know what I mean? So if you click the other one, it'll bring you over to the live stream. Yeah. He said, and Flakko ain't no civilian. He's an FBI agent playing the gang members. Yeah, Flakko, he's definitely playing them guys, man. I could definitely agree with that. He's playing them guys, and they fall for it, man. I wouldn't have nothing to say to them. What I mean? If I was out there in the street, I wouldn't have anything to say to them. It wouldn't be no rap. Straight up. Yeah, I ain't got no rap for Flakko. Yeah, because I see what type of time he is. I'm in the street. I wouldn't be answering no questions. If he called up the no jumper, I wouldn't say nothing to him. And that's one thing people got to understand how to do with people. Some people you just got to ignore them. You don't have to speak to everybody. You might have had a relationship with somebody before. That don't mean you got to keep talking to them. Stop speaking to them. Hey, listen, Flakko, I seen that on his YouTube with red flags on. He going to antagonize him. Yeah, he see what pisses him off, and he going to do it. He see what's pissing him off. It's pissing him off for him to talk about the gangs. It's pissing him off when he's, mocking certain shit, putting out information. That shit going to make Flakko go harder and continue to do what he's doing because it's going to bring attention. And something that, people really got to understand, it's a lot of civilians in the world that watch the YouTube and content creators that really don't agree with the gang shit. So if you got people that's watching that don't agree with the gang shit, why would they care about what the people that's gangbanging, how they feel? It's like, all right, I got people that's watching that are civilians that go to work every day that aren't a part of no gang. So, and I don't care what this person, that person feel. I'm going to do what I'm doing. That's something that, people got to make sure that they pay attention to, because there's a lot of people in the world that are not a part of a gang. There's a lot of people in the world that are civilians and they are entertained by the life in the street. So they're not a part of it, but they watch it. It's like, okay, let me see what's going on in the street. Let me see who crashing out, who doing what. And they watch the content. So when they see Flakko doing what he's doing, lining y'all up, y'all got to take the understanding of what he's doing and stay away from him. But the people that are watching Flakko, they entertained by Flakko being the one to be able to infiltrate y'all, and he's not a gang member. Dude's not a gang member, but he got the ability to infiltrate and got these people talking about each other and different things, because people look at it as if somebody gets attention that, they got to respond. So what that he getting attention for the shit? And I ain't paying attention to Flakko. Yeah, he getting attention, whatever, but hey, I don't care. I ain't got nothing to say to him. You know what I mean? That's if you out in the street, because all he going to try to do is bait you into something. Flakko likes when those gang members get to threatening him. It give him more, ammo to drive. All right, I'm going to go ahead. They threatening. All right, I'm going to say this. I want them to make another threat. So, man, you got to just pay attention to that, man. Yeah, and smash that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, too.